Hello there, this is our weekly program, Diplomatic Corner from AMN English. France is the host country of the 2024 Summer Olympic Games, branded as Paris 2024. It is a multi-sport game scheduled to be held from July 26 to August 11, 2024. Athletes and supporters from across the world attend the event in France. Ethiopian athletes are also competing, particularly they are expected to be dominant in long-run competitions. I'm now sitting with Ambassador Remy Marshall, French ambassador to Ethiopia. We're going to talk about how France has been prepared to host these global sport games and how such kind of sport games have kind of positive impact towards enhancing relationship between countries across the globe. Stay with us. Well, Ambassador, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. So before just talking about the Paris 2024, as I have already said, how do you think it is advantageous, such kind of global sport event, say in terms of enhancing relations, enhancing cooperations among countries in the world?
It's because of the exposition of the game. We're talking about billions of followers through TV and other media. It offers the host country, France, but also several delegations taking part, an incredible opportunity to make themselves known by the rest of the world. So it's an incredible exposition. The first thing. The second thing is that Olympism is not only sport, so there are values of Olympism, and that's why also the United Nations General Assembly adopted the resolution for a general truce during the Olympics. So that was the Greek tradition, ancient Olympic. It's also, we hope it to be a new modern tradition. So it's a unique opportunity of worldwide exposure, even maybe bigger than the football World Cup.
It's a great global event, sport event, by the way. So a lot is expected from the host country. Can you tell us how your country, France, has been prepared to host this global sport game?
So we've been preparing for years now. So there's several aspects. The first one being security, because we're talking about 16 million visitors. 16 million visitors.
Wow.
And the game will be organized in 73 different cities.
Okay.
So we have mobilized, and we will mobilize every day 35,000 policemen to protect the activities and the visitors. And in addition, we'll have 18,000 military also taking part in the security system. So that's the first thing. The second one is that we wanted this game to be different from the previous one in terms of sustainability and carbon footprint. And that's why 95% of all the sport facilities are either existing facilities or temporary facilities. So the carbon footprint will be limited. The last thing that will be unique to this game, and for which we hope to create a precedent, is the full gender balance. There will be the exact same number of male and female athletes.
So you are just giving environmental issues to be considered in the games, and also the security issue that is the global challenge right now. That's great. So Paris, do you remember? It has been, I think, 100 years since Paris hosted the second games. So is there any things that we expect, particularly in commemoration?
Yes, because the things that we'll do the way it was done a century ago. For instance, the 1924 Olympics was the first time there was an athletes' village that was created. That was the first time. And now we have also created a unique Olympic village that has been built in order to serve as social housing after the game. So that's not specifically for the event. Then in 1924, the game were also the occasion to have a cultural competition. And this year we'll have the Cultural Olympiad. So there will be not only the athletes competing, but there will be actors, poets, and a lot of cultural actors who will have their own Olympics. And that was the spirit of the Greek Olympics in antiquity. That was still the case in 1924, and it will be the case in 2024. So the last thing is that some of the stadium that will be used in 2024 are the one that were built for in 1924. They've been refurbished, like the swimming pool, like the hockey stadium. So that'd be the exact same facility.
Yeah. There are some sport games that are introduced at this particular game for the first time.
For the first time, there'll be one, because you know the Olympic Committee authorized the host country to introduce 4 non-traditional competitions. So the four we are proposing is skateboarding, and they were present in Tokyo already. Sport climbing. There'll be also surfing, and that's quite important because it will take place in the French Polynesia, in Tahiti. And the one that was not present in Tokyo, but which will be in Paris for the first time, is breakdancing.
Let's talk about the Ethiopian athletes. I think you're familiar with the Ethiopian athletes, with the Ethiopian Athletes Federations. So the Ethiopian athletes have shown their determinations just to be dominant, particularly the competitions that they are well known for. So what do you know about the Ethiopian athletes and their competitiveness, particularly in Olympic Games?
The competitiveness, I'm not an expert. I would have to compare with the main competitors, the Kenyans, and I'm not in capacity to do it. But I was privileged in the 4 years I spent in Ethiopia to meet the most renowned, the most well-known Ethiopian athletes, starting with Haile Gebrselassie. I hosted him several times here. I also met on several occasions. Yes, there are two. And even last weekend, we had the celebration of a national day, and Kenenisa Bekele was the guest of honor.
Oh, okay, National Day.
Exactly.
Am I right?
No, Bastille Day. He was there on stage.
Yes, yeah.
He was there on stage. I also know Gudaf Tsegai. She's one of the athlete which is promoted in the exhibition that is currently organized at the Ethiopia-France Alliance, titled Ethiopia Land of Champions. So there is a specific movie on her and her training, and so I had the opportunity to meet her. So I cannot pretend I know all the official selection, but I'm very impressed, for instance, by Kenenisa Bekele, who is already a legend and is still qualified to run the Paris Marathon for the game. So that's quite impressive.
Oh yeah, yeah. So the Ethiopian athletes have eagerly waited for this time.
Yeah, they have trained. They're getting ready. No, I know that they're doing well in the competition. In the competition we organize, usually in France. So that's good. I know they like coming and compete in France.
Yeah. So how does your embassy support the Ethiopian athletes and the federation itself?
We've been in touch with the National Olympic Committee for many months. So we're working with them to facilitate the preparation, but also the Ethiopian embassy in Paris is also doing so. So they have, with the help of the Ethiopian embassy, they have selected a spot that will be the camp base. So that's a city in the suburb of Paris named Antony. We also assisting them for all the administrative procedures, issuing visas and all of this. But we also want to use this opportunity to work in Ethiopia on the games during all the competition, and the embassy will open 2 fan zones. for the public to be able to view all the competition. So one will be at the Bole Airport and one will be at the Ethiopia-France Alliance.
All right, okay. So is there anything that we may expect from Paris 2024?
In addition to what I said already regarding the sustainability of all the installation, what's important will be for the public to discover all aspects of the French culture. If you take, for instance, the marathon. So the marathon circuit will go to the chateau, to the Versailles Castle, the Château de Versailles, also to the Eiffel Tower. So there will be a circuit along the Seine River. So that'll be a good opportunity for us to display, to show our country and its culture, and the diversity of its culture. Because as I told you, the event will be organized in 73 different cities. And for instance, everything related to the sailing competition will be in Marseille. There'll be all the basketball and handball in Lille. So there'll be an opportunity to show to the rest of the world the diversity of our country and also our very rich heritage.
All right. Before concluding talking about the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, is there anything that you want to express regarding the Olympic Games? Because across the globe, anybody can listen to this, what you've said.
Olympics is not only a sport competition. It also comes with values of respect, values of excellence, ambition, respect, and that's quite important for these values to be universal. And the last element is the tradition of the Olympic truce. And we hope my authorities will do their very best for the truce to be respected on all the continent, including in neighboring Sudan, in Gaza, in Congo, and that would be important for everybody to respect this truce linked to the Olympic spirit and values.
Ambassador, since you have just stayed here in Addis Ababa for some years, can you be witnesses for the development, or what's your observation about the efforts of the Addis Ababa city administration towards changing the city?
So the different aspects. I guess you're referring to the work which have started a few weeks ago for the beautification and the corridor. This is something we experienced in France, in Paris, during the 19th century. But the beautification of Paris in 19th century took 18 years. So that was not the same technical means, and that was not. But we are partnering with the Addis Ababa city administration on different aspects. So as you may know, we're working with the Ethiopian Heritage Authority to transform the National Palace into a museum, so the Palace Museum, and this is in line with the ambition of the city administration to make of Addis Ababa a tourist destination. That all the travelers transiting through Addis get out of Bole Airport, spend 1 or 2 days visiting Addis. And for this, it's important to beautify, but also to take care of the heritage of the city, so including the palace. We're working also with the city to improve the transport of the city. We have a bus rapid transit project that will span over 16 kilometers with 21 bus stations to improve transport and transit in the city. There is also the relation between Addis Ababa and the city of Lyon, which is a sister city of Addis Ababa, and the urban office of Lyon had worked with the Addis Ababa city administration to define the urbanization plan of the city, and we continue to work with the Addis Ababa city administration to improve the daily life of the residents, but also the aspect of the city and the beautification of the city.
What about the school feeding programs? Once On the other day, I saw you in public
You're right.
school.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right, because my country is supporting worldwide this school feeding. It's important not only for the health of the children, but also it's an additional motivation to attend to school. So we're very much supporting it, but it's not limited to Addis Ababa. It is countrywide. And the same way I went also to schools in the Afar region to witness a school feeding program that we are co-funding.
So you're closely working with the Addis Ababa city administration. The rapid bus transit, is it still being worked on?
Yes, yes, and the concrete work will start at the end of the current rainy season. So we have finalized all the study. All the most difficult question was the compensation of residents that are going to be moved from their place to allow for the building of this new facility, which is always the most difficult part of this large urban project. So the project is on track, and you will see additional work in the city beginning in September.
All right. A couple of questions, Ambassador. Have you ever heard of the corridor development in the city?
Yes, no, it's visible. You cannot be
yeah.
Addis resident without witnessing it.
So just in terms of the experience from cities in France, what is your perspective?
No, my perspective is that any city that grows as fast as Addis Ababa has to be reorganized at some point. That the transport facility have to be adapted to the size of the population. But what I told you is that we experienced the same thing in the city of Paris, which is much older than Addis Ababa, because Addis Ababa is you can almost say a new city, because it was created 19th century. But
what about Paris?
Paris, it was dates from antiquity. It was already a city at the time of the Roman presence in France. So it's at least 2,000 years.
Wow.
So and when we had to reorganize the city, as I told you, this plan to create new corridors and to beautify the city spanned over 18 years.
The relationship between the two countries, I think it is progressing well.
It is. I mean, I've been here 4 years. I'm about to leave, and I think I'm pretty pleased about the current state of the bilateral relation. For us, Ethiopia is a unique partner in Africa, because it is our oldest partner in Africa. As you may know, we established diplomatic relation 127 years ago. So we have no older partner in Africa than Ethiopia, with many institutions which are binationals. I refer to the exhibition Ethiopia Land of Champions, to the fan zone. So these two activities will be organized at the Ethiopia-France Alliance, which is a binational institution. Most of the Addis Ababa residents also know the lycée, which is the full name is the Ethiopia-French Lycée Gebre Mariam. So all of these are, the heritage of a relation of mutual trust and respect with joint institution which still exist and are very active today.
Okay, that's great, Ambassador. President Macron and Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, I think, are close friends towards elevating the relationship to a higher level. Mm-hmm. So in this regard, what do you say about what Ethiopia should do in terms of just building a sustainable political system?
Each country is different, and each country has to define the relevant institution that fit their history and their culture. We don't have the same political system as the German or as the British, or so. I wouldn't be, and it would be a mistake for me to give advice about what Ethiopians should do. This is only the Ethiopians who know what they should do. So the political system needs to be adapted to the culture of the citizen, and you cannot say that one system is the best one over all others and should be copied. It's not the way it works.
Yeah, of course, yes. Oh, Ambassador, I really thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Finished
Thank you
my
very much.
questions.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. Well, everyone, that is from now, from AMN English Diplomatic Corner. I was with Ambassador Remy Maréchal, French Ambassador to Ethiopia. We talked about the Paris 2024 Olympic Games and other relations of the two countries. Until we meet you next week with another guest, have a wonderful time.